I started beekeeping in 2015. We started out with, the one hive, and we added about a hive a year. My nephew Evan's been helping us with bees for about 4 years now. Last year he made 100 pounds of honey off of his own hive. My nephew Evan, his brother Chris, and his sister Cece came to live with us in 2016 when their mom, Amy, had a heart attack. Myself and 2 teams of paramedics did CPR on Amy for 20 minutes before we got her heartbeat back. She spent 3 weeks on a vent in the hospital. After they removed the vent, she was, physically unable to even sit on the side of the bed. Chris and Cece both have severe, profound cerebral palsy. They're both in wheelchairs. Neither one are verbal, they can't speak. Danielle and I took in Chris and Cece because we've got 4 children, and we've got a team to be able to help with their needs, to care for them and love on them. Because their disabilities are so severe, we couldn't just take them to church. It was, load Chris in the car, load Cece in the car, put their wheelchairs in the back of the van, and then only Danielle and I could ride in the van with them because their wheelchairs took up the entire bag. And so the rest of our children had to ride in a separate vehicle.
It was really hard on Bruce. I talked to him and said, why don't we just rotate staying home with the kids? Me and the kids would take turns staying home. Chris and Cece need everything done for them. It was very hard to find someone who was very consistent and willing to come in to take care of them. We went through probably 30 workers.
On Easter Sunday night of last year, Chris's stomach quit working and we didn't realize it. He was having trouble breathing. I rushed him to the emergency room and they pretty much put him on a vent right away. 2 weeks later, he passed away, and that was, tough because we had fought for him for so long. It's like losing your own kid. It's tough saying goodbye to somebody that you've poured all this love and time into. Sorry. It's been a real challenge, but through everything, God has blessed us above and beyond what we had ever imagined. One of the lessons that I'm trying to teach Evan is with the bees. It's these bees are collecting this honey and in preparation for the winter. In the same way, God is doing kind of the same with us. He's always preparing us, even when we can't see what's coming. I had been laid off a few times from the oil industry, and I just felt that God was, calling me into ministry, and I just didn't know what that meant for me.
So after worship one Sunday, we were stopped at a red light, and I just told Bruce, whatever God is calling you to do, I'm here to back you up. Bruce said, what am I supposed to be doing? And I was like, I don't know. You just need to do whatever God says, and I'll be there to back you up.
On Father's Day 2015, Brother Wallace asked me to preach. And then about a month later, he asked me to preach again because he was, not feeling well. And about a month after that, he passed away. And, it's like it was just a flood of God just saying, I want you to preach. I'm calling you to preach.
And we firmly believe that if God calls you to do something, he makes a way for it to happen. He always does.
Well, God told me to go to seminary, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have a job, I'm unemployed. How am I going to do that?
Right before Christmas, we were grocery shopping, Christmas shopping, just trying to do all the things. And he opened his email, and he got an email from the college saying that he got the scholarship.
It's hard for me to doubt that God's going to take care of us after all that he's brought us through. Right now, we're just trusting him to get us through life. In Matthew, he says, God takes care of the birds and the bees too. So, how much more does he love us that he wants to take care of us? So, I'm not stressing over it. God's got it.